I got my back on Monday. I got it.
Oh yeah.
Monday.
Oh, you got it on Monday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Monday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Monday. Monday is always to be Monday. So that'll be amazing, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, it's a nice day, and at least it's not rainy after all, because yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. So let's get on with the road, shall we?
To provide a safe and enjoyable evening for all of you in person.
The Grammys, they did a ceremony, didn't they? They had the stars inside, they left the audience outside. I mean, you know, a bit harsh.
Well, I was told that you wanted to come in with some text, Rachel.
Well, I certainly can. It's my favourite thing about this show, is just reading what people say.
Right, mate?
The message.
Not plenty of people out there listening to our show.
And a panoply as well.
5 Live Breakfast, back Monday morning from 6.
How's your week been? All right? Good?
Yeah, my week is good, you know. My week is good, my week is brilliant, you know.
So,
My week is good, you know.
did you go main cap this week?
Monday, on Tuesday.
Oh, is it? Tuesday. How many days? Just one?
Possibly 3 days, I don't know.
Oh, 3 days. That's good. Right, back on.
Yeah.
BBC 5 Live. Yes, it's us setting up your Saturday morning on 5 Live. Fighting Talk with Colin Murray is at 11. Before that, real life TMO. Rugby referee Nigel Owens will be reffing more of your personal arguments.
We'll be playing the Upside Down quiz with Nick Grimshaw, and in just a minute we'll have the best with Brighton's Adam Webster. Good morning to Paul Harper in Hull, who says, listening to Scott and Chris on 5 Live, and my mind is blown. The longest point played in a professional tennis match went on for 29 minutes.
No, just listen to the radio.
Check it out for myself, but yes, it's absolutely true. That sounds like Paul's doubting us.
But it is mad, because imagine the crowd must have at some point... Because you can't keep that level of excitement up for 29 minutes. Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Anything we're talking about on the show, get in touch with us, 85058. Email scottandchris@bbc.co.uk. Tweet @BBC5Live.
Good morning, Lisa. She says, give us a shout out. Angela and I should have been getting married today. Oh, some point soon, I'm sure. Good morning, James. He's having a standard Saturday, sat in his pants, playing PS5. Living the dream, my friend.
Sweet dream. That's what you'd be doing if you weren't here on Saturday morning.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, I'd be there in my pants, playing PlayStation, listening to 5 Live.
Did you hear that Jen Jones, who follows me on Facebook, has got a new job?
Jen Jones?
Jen Jones on Facebook, you know. Jen Jones. Yeah, she's got a new job. Congratulations, Jen.
Great news.
So pleased for you.
Right, tonight's late kick-off in the Premier League is Brighton v Newcastle. Ahead of that, let's meet Brighton.
Player Andre Cadella racially abused Kamara on the pitch. And up yet we've got live and exclusive commentary of the decisive fifth and final T20 between India and England this afternoon. Coverage on TalkSport 2 starts at 12:30.
When a stroke strikes, the damage spreads like a fire in the brain.
Remember you went to the theatre thing back, didn't you?
Yeah.
Morning everybody, yeah, really sad news coming out. Leeds United tweeting 6 minutes ago, it's with great sadness. Leeds United has learned of the passing of a club legend, Peter Lorimer, this morning at the age of 74, following a long-term illness. It's Max and Charlie Baker from TalkSport with you until 11. We can talk to James Brown, Leeds fan, friend of the station, of course. James, morning mate, how you doing?
Morning, boys. Yeah, good after last night, but sad this morning that another of the great Leeds legends of the 70s and 60s has passed away.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm talking to you about this.
You know, with Trevor Cherry, Jack Charlton, Norman Hunter as well. And tell us about, there'll be lots of listeners who are perhaps too young to remember Peter Lorimer as a player, but just tell us about him.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that. Just that the bigger picture for the moment is maybe fans of Manchester United, the Liverpool. You know, if like in 30, 40 years when TalkSport of the future will be announcing the deaths of the McManaman, Fowler, Owen, Carragher era, or the Gary
Neville, David Beckham era. That, growing up, those Leeds players were all internationals who were multiple winners of the league, and it was just such a strong team. So for me, I'm very lucky being a kid growing up with that team as my local heroes. You feel like you knew the players inside out, like fans do today if you admire them. It just really helps if your local team is the best in the country at the time. And Leeds were that Leeds team in the mid-60s when they got promoted, through to the mid-70s. They were one of the best teams in Europe, never mind the UK. Lorimer was known as Hot Shot Lorimer. Again, as kids we used to chant 90 miles an hour. You had him and Howard Kendall kind of vied for the hottest shot in English football. Tommy Docherty, the late Manchester United manager, said Lorimer was the best player he ever coached, and he had a ferocious shot. He was a winger, but one year he was the leading goal scorer for Leeds in that glory era. So you can see how prolific he was as a goal scorer, and he was just very, very driven, focused on goal scoring. He was a winger that scored goals, and he stayed involved in the club for many years. And when we were down in League One, I sat next to him for a while at games. It was just a pleasure to listening to him talking. So we had Robert Snodgrass there. I remember him talking to me about how great Snodgrass was as a guy who's playing in the same position as Peter, and it was just like it made the game better for me, getting to listen to somebody of that quality just talking about what was going on, and it was sad, and I'm just really sad that each of these guys are passing away.
There are always two parts when you're thinking about someone like this, and one is their achievements on the pitch. 238 goals for Leeds from the wing is extraordinary, right? And
Take away those guys?
Yeah, Chicken Chow Mein.
Ooh, Chicken Chow Mein.
Probably didn't get to meet, and he was, like I say, he was
Any spare ribs?
No, just a Chicken Chow Mein.
Players had nicknames, and they just were known by that, whether it's Hot Shot or Piper Legs or whatever. But a similar sort of player that, when they talk about the greats, they don't always immediately go to De Bruyne, but he was that sort of level with Lorimer. When people talk about that great Leeds team, they think about the midfielders, Brenner and Giles, Alan Clark, the two centre-backs, Hunter and Jack Charlton, who won the World Cup. And Lorimer was just as good as any of them, and it was just, as I say, as a young boy, these players were